No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the bliss out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. Let's stand for our opening song. All is well when we are together. Let's hear you.
Coming together to celebrate life, shining like stars in a brilliant night sky, here for each other in joy and grateful for this family, spiritual community. The love we share is sunshine after rain. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger. All is all is well when we are together, deeper, kinder. All is well. Oh, when we're together, it feels like home. Kindred spirits never alone. Let's join voices and sing a song. Music is the food of love. At this table, there's more than enough. In this moment, take a breath and sing along. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well when we are together, deeper, kinder. All is well. All is well when we are together, greater, stronger. All is well. All is well when we are together, deeper, kinder. All is well.
Give yourselves a hand.
Well, good morning. All is well. Say it together. All is well. And don't you look great this morning, especially our young people being here with us. Some of them look like rabbits. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, thank you. So let's share together our our excuse me, whatever it is, our mission, our vision statement. There you go. Okay, we are a spiritually awakened world living in peace, love, and joy. And then our mission statement is we transform lives that transform the world. And how true that. Feel the beauty of nature. To experience rain along with some sunshine. To experience this moment as we come together to celebrate our children. As we come together to know who and what we are. And to share that with one another. We are healthy, we are whole, we are complete, and so it is. Amen. And by the way, that makes me sleepy.
There it is. Say after me, something wonderful.
Something wonderful
is happening to me.
It's happening to me.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now. Everybody stand and join us for our second song.
Goes like this.
Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful,
Ooh, yeah.
something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body.
Feel it in my body.
I can feel it in my soul.
Feel it in my soul.
I can feel it in my
I
heart,
can feel it in my heart.
and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now.
Sing it again now.
Something wonderful,
Something wonderful.
something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now.
Where do you feel it?
I can feel it in my body.
Feel it in my soul.
I can feel it in my soul.
Feel it in my
I
heart.
can feel it in my heart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it won't let go.
Oh, oh, oh.
Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me.
Where?
Right here,
When?
right now. Something wonderful.
Something wonderful.
Something wonderful is happening to me.
Where?
Right here,
When?
right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. All right, it's time for our divinity salute. So with a handshake or a hug, turn to your neighbor and say to them, the divine in me
greets the divine
in
in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God.
Here we go.
All this love inside,
Got a lot of love.
we can let it shine. Something wonderful,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
wonderful is happening to me.
Where?
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now. Something
Something
wonderful.
wonderful,
Something wonderful.
something wonderful is happening to me. Right here, right now. Something wonderful.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance and Facebook pals. I was just looking over here and I saw lamb chop. Anybody remember lamb chop? Yeah. My heart got so warm. I'm Gail Boynton. I'm your platform host for today, and this is a special day. Clearly, we're going to get a bedtime story for the first thing in the morning. I think that's cool. I'm here to do the daily word, and today the word is simplicity. Please join me in our affirmation. Together, I pause to appreciate life's simplest blessings. Today I give thanks for the simplest blessings, the small things that bring a smile to my lips and a warm feeling to my heart, like lamb chop. A hug from a friend, a cuddle from a grandchild, or stroking the soft fur of a beloved pet fills my awareness with love. The sudden lift I get seeing a favorite person's handwriting in the mail, or the thrill of spotting a rainbow after a cleansing rain shower spark lasting happiness in my heart. These things and more remind me that true contentment is found in life's smallest moments, the everyday treasures that comprise daily life and draw me close to God. I focus on these simple blessings and grow in gratitude for my life's many gifts. Our scripture verse for today is from Psalm chapter 144, verse 15. Happy are the people to whom such blessings fall. Happy are the people whose God is the Lord. If you would like prayer support today, we have a number of options, as you may know. You're welcome to fill out a prayer request form that's just on the table outside the sanctuary near the chapel. You can go to the website, unityrenaissance.org, and submit your prayer request there. You can call Unity Prayer Ministry, Silent Unity, anytime, day or night, 816-969-2000. And if you are here and you'd kind of like that personal touch, we have prayer chaplains with us that are available to pray with you. Would you please stand? 3 of them today. We hit the jackpot. This is a wonderful opportunity to get face-to-face, one-on-one support, and it's just a beautiful experience. So, by the way, they'll be in the chapel, which is right near that table that I told you about. So now, would you everyone please rise and join us in the Lord's Psalm.
Holy Creator,
We praise your name, your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our needs, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness light our way. Lead us away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. For all the kingdom, power and praise, with you began and with you stays. Holy Creator,
Our Father,
we
who art in
praise
heaven,
your name.
hallowed be thy name.
Your will in heaven.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done,
the same.
on earth as it is in heaven.
Supply our needs.
Give us this day our daily
from
bread,
day to day.
and forgive us our debts,
Your
as we have also forgiven our debtors.
Lead us away.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stay. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Janet Adams, and you may know me as the bookstore manager. I'm so involved in the play. So today, I'm producer and director, along with Ginger. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, so today, it's my pleasure. Oh, I have to tell you about a wonderful thing that happened as we pulled into the driveway this morning. We pulled up into the spot and we were facing the field. And this wild bunny came hopping across the field, sat down, and sat there long enough for us to take its picture. So I said, thank you, Spirit. So it brings me great pleasure to bring you another Reader's Theater. You may remember The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Okay, so this time we're doing The Velveteen Rabbit. Originally, we thought it was a Christmas story, and we actually started to prepare for it around Christmas. So we're 6 months into it, so we've really been practicing a lot. We heard a recording of this story read by Meryl Streep, and the music was by George Winston. And Ginger and I talked about it, and we said, oh, wouldn't that be great to bring to Unity? Little did we know what that really meant. So the story begins like his, Our Way Show of Jesus. It began on Christmas. And it's about transformation and transition. It's about belief and compassion, and most importantly, love. So without further ado, here's the Velveteen Rabbit.
Once there was a Velveteen Rabbit, and in the beginning, she was splendid. She was fat and bunchy, just as a rabbit should be. Her coat was brown and white. It was very soft. She had real whiskers, and her ears were lined with pink satin. On Christmas morning, when she sat with the girl's stocking between her paws, the effect was charming. Of course, there were other toys that Christmas. There were nuts and oranges and a doll and chocolate almonds and a wind-up toy. But the girl liked the rabbit the best of all. For at least 2 hours, the girl loved on her, and then aunts and uncles came to dinner, and there was a great rustling of tissue paper and unracking of packages. And in the excitement of looking at all the new presents, the Velveteen Rabbit was forgotten. For a long time, she lived in the corner or on the nursery floor, and no one thought very much about her. She was naturally shy, being made only of Velveteen. Some of the more expensive toys made fun of her. The mechanical toys, like the model train, were very stuck up and boasted they were real. But the Velveteen rabbit could not claim to be a model of anything, for she didn't know that real rabbits existed. She thought they were all stuffed with sawdust like herself, and she understood that sawdust was quite out of date. Even Timothy, the wooden lion, who was made by disabled soldiers and should have had broader views, put on airs. Between them all, the poor little rabbit was made to feel very insignificant and commonplace. And the only person who was kind to her at all was the leather horse. The leather horse had lived longer in the nursery than any of the toys. He was so old that his brown coat was bald in patches and showed the seams underneath, and most of the hairs in his tail had been pulled out to make string bead necklaces. He was wise, for he had seen a long succession of mechanical toys arrive to boast and swagger, and by break their mainsprings and pass away. He knew that they were only toys and would never turn into anything else, for nursery magic is very strange and wonderful, and only those playthings that are old and wise and experienced, like the leather horse, understand all about it.
What is real? Does it mean having things that buzz inside you or a stick-out handle?
Real isn't how you're made. It's something that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just as a toy to play with, but really loves you, then you become real.
Does it hurt?
Sometimes.
For he was always truthful.
When you are real, sometimes you don't mind being hurt.
Does it happen all at once, like being wound up, or bit by bit?
It doesn't happen all at once. One day, you become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to those toys that have sharp edges or break easily and have to be carefully kept in a box. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off. And your eyes, they drop out. And your joints get a little loose. You get very shabby. But those things don't matter at all. Because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to those who don't understand.
I suppose you are real?
And then she wished she had not said it, for she thought the leather horse might be sensitive, but the leather horse only smiled.
The girl's uncle made me real, and once you are real, you can never be unreal again. It lasts for always.
The rabbit sighed. She thought it would be a long time before the magic called real happened to her. She longed to become real, to know what it felt like, and yet the idea of growing shabby and losing her eyes and whiskers was rather sad. She wished she could become real without these uncomfortable things happening to her. There was a person called Nana who ruled the nursery. Sometimes she took no notice of the playthings lying about, and sometimes, for no reason whatever, she went swooping about like a giant wind and hustled them away in a basket. She called this tidying up. And the playthings all hated it, especially the tin ones. The rabbit didn't mind so much, for wherever she was thrown, she came down soft. One evening, when the girl was going to bed, she couldn't find the stuffed dog that always slept with her. Nana was in a hurry, and it was too much trouble to hunt for stuffed dogs.
Here, take your old rabbit. She'll do to sleep with you. Good night.
That night, and for many nights after, the Velveteen rabbit slept in the girl's bed. At first, she found it rather uncomfortable, for the girl hugged her very tight and sometimes rolled over on her. And sometimes, she pushed her so far under the pillow that the rabbit could scarcely breathe. The rabbit missed her talks with the leather horse when the house was silent. But very soon she grew to like it, for the girl used to talk to her and made nice tunnels under her bedclothes. And they had wonderful games together in whispers. And when the girl dropped off to sleep, the rabbit would snuggle down close under her warm little chin and dream, with the girl's hands clasped around her all night long. And so time went on. And the little rabbit was very happy, so happy that she never noticed how her beautiful velveteen fur was getting shabbier and shabbier, and her tail was becoming unsewn, and all of the color was rubbed off of her nose where the girl had kissed her. Spring came. And they had long days in the garden, for wherever the girl went, the Velveteen rabbit went too. She had rides in the wheelbarrow and picnics on the grass and lovely fairy huts built for her near the trees behind the flowers. One time, the girl was called away suddenly, and the little rabbit was left out on the lawn until long after dark. Nana had come to look for her with a candle, because the girl couldn't go to sleep unless the rabbit was safely home. She was all wet from the dew and quite dirty from diving into the burrows the girl had made for her in the flower bed.
Why must you have this toy? Imagine all this fuss for a toy.
Give me my bunny. You mustn't say that. She isn't a toy. She's real.
When the little rabbit heard that, she was happy, for she knew that what the leather horse had said was true at last. The nursery magic had happened to her, and she was a toy no longer. She was real. The girl said it herself. That night, she was almost too happy to sleep, and so much love stirred in her little sawdust heart that it almost burst. And into her coal black eyes that had long ago lost their shine, there came a look of wisdom and beauty, so that even Nana noticed it the next morning when she picked her up.
Huh. I do declare, if that old rabbit hasn't got a knowing look about her.
That was a wonderful summer. Near the house where they lived was the woods, and in the long June evenings, the girl liked to go there with the Velveteen rabbit to play. And each day, before she wandered off to pick flowers or play among the trees, she always made the rabbit a little nest somewhere in the tall grass. For she was a kind-hearted little girl, and she liked her bunny to be comfortable. One evening, the rabbit was sitting there alone, watching the ants. Suddenly, she saw two strange beings creep out of the tall grass near her. They were rabbits like herself, but quite furry and brand new. They must have been very well made, for their seams didn't show at all, and they changed shape in a strange way when they moved. One minute they were long and thin, and the next minute fat and bunchy, instead of always staying the same like she did. They stared at her, and the little rabbit stared back, and all the time their noses twitched.
Why don't you get up and play with us?
I don't feel like it.
For she didn't want to explain that she had no wind-up mechanism.
Oh, it's as easy as anything. I don't believe you can.
I can't. I can jump higher than anything.
She meant when the girl threw her up in the air, but of course she didn't want to say so.
Can you hop on your hind legs?
That was a dreadful question, for the Velveteen rabbit had no hind legs at all. She sat still in the tall grass and hoped that the other rabbits wouldn't notice.
I don't want to.
But the wild rabbits have very sharp eyes, and this one stretched her neck and looked.
She hasn't got any hind legs.
I have got hind legs. I am sitting on them.
Then stretch them out and show me like this.
I don't like dancing. I'd rather sit still.
All the while, The Velveteen Rabbit was longing to dance. A funny new tickly feeling ran through her, and she felt she would give anything in the world to be able to jump about like these rabbits did. The strange rabbits stopped dancing and came quite close.
She doesn't smell right. She isn't a rabbit at all. She isn't real. I am real. I am real. The girl said so.
Just then, there was a sound of footsteps, and the girl ran past them, and with a stamp of feet and a flash of white tails, the two wild rabbits disappeared.
Come back. Oh, do come back. I know I am real.
There was no answer. The Velveteen Rabbit was all alone.
Oh dear, why did they run away like that? Why couldn't they stay and talk to me?
For a long time, she sat very still in the tall grass, hoping that they would come back. But they never returned, and soon the sun sank lower, and little white moths fluttered out, and the girl came and carried her home. Weeks passed, and the little rabbit grew very old and shabby. But the girl loved her just as much. She loved her so hard that she loved all of her whiskers off, and the pink lining to her ears turned gray. She even began to lose her shape. She scarcely looked like a rabbit anymore, except to the girl. To her, she was always beautiful, and that was all the little rabbit cared about. She didn't mind how she looked to other people because the nursery magic had made her real. And when you are real, shabbiness doesn't matter. And then, one day, the girl was ill. Her face grew flushed, and she talked in her sleep. Her little body was so hot that it burned the little rabbit when she held her close. Strange people came and went in the nursery, and a light burned all night. And through it all, the little Velveteen Rabbit sat guard and never stirred. It was a long, weary time for the girl. She was too ill to play. But the rabbit knew that the girl needed her. And while the girl lay half asleep, the little rabbit crept up close to the pillow and whispered all sorts of delightful plans for when the girl would be well again. They would go out in the garden among the flowers and the butterflies and play splendid games just like they used to. At last, the fever broke, and the girl, she got better. She was able to sit up in bed and look at picture books while the little rabbit cuddled close at her side. And one day, they let her get up and get dressed. They allowed the girl to go outside, wrapped in a shawl. And the little rabbit sat tangled among the bedclothes, listening. The girl was coming to the seashore tomorrow. Everything was arranged, and now it only remained to carry out the doctor's orders. The room was to be disinfected, and all the books and toys that the girl had played with must be burned.
Hooray! Tomorrow we shall go to the seashore.
For the girl had often talked of the seashore, and she wanted very much to see the big waves coming in and make sandcastles. Just then, Nana caught sight of the Velveteen rabbit.
What should we do about the rabbit?
That? Why, it's a mass of scarlet fever germs. Burn it at once.
Oh, but she loves that rabbit.
What? Nonsense. She could get another one. She could get another one.
Oh. Garden. Ugh.
And so the little rabbit was put in a pile with the old picture books and a lot of rubbish to be carried out to the edge of the garden behind the chicken coop. That was a fine place to make a bonfire. Only the gardener was too busy just then to attend it. She had the potatoes to dig and the green peas to gather. But next morning, she promised to come early and burn the whole lot. That night, the girl slept in a different bedroom, and she had a new bunny to sleep with her. It was a splendid bunny, all white, plush, with bright eyes. But the girl was too excited to care very much about it, for tomorrow she was going to the seashore, and that was such a wonderful thing that she could think of nothing else. All the while the girl was asleep, the little rabbit sat among the old picture books, discarded bedding and toys. She felt very lonely. She was shivering a little, and she had always been used to sleeping in a nice warm bed. By this time, her coat had worn so thin and threadbare from hugging that it was no longer any protection to her. Nearby, she could see the trees in whose shadow she once played with the girl on bygone mornings. She thought of those long sunlit hours in the garden and how happy they were, and a great sadness came over her. They seemed to see them all pass before her, each more beautiful than the other. The flower bed, the quiet evenings in the woods when she lay in the tall grass and the little ants ran over her paws. The wonderful day when she first knew that she was real. And she thought of the leather horse, so wise and gentle, in all that he had told her. And a tear, a real tear, trickled down her shabby velvet nose and fell to the ground. And then a wonderful thing happened. For the tear had fallen near a mysterious flower that was not like any that grew in the garden, and it started to move. It was so mesmerizing that the little rabbit forgot to cry and just sat there watching it. Then suddenly the blossom opened and became the loveliest fairy in the whole world. And she came close to the little rabbit and grabbed her near and placed a kiss on her little velveteen nose that was still damp from crying.
Don't you know who I am, little rabbit?
The rabbit looked up at her, and it seemed to her that she had seen her face before, but she couldn't think where.
I'm a magic nursery fairy. When all the playthings are old and worn out, I come and I take them away with me, and I make them into real.
Wasn't I real before?
Oh, you were real before because the girl loved you. But now you're going to be real for everybody.
And she held the little rabbit close in her arms and tapped her with her wand as they stood next to the woods. It was light now, for the moon had risen. All the trees were beautiful, and the tall grass looked frosted with silver. In the open meadow, the wild rabbits danced with their shadows on the velvet grass. But when they saw the fairy, they all stopped dancing and stopped to stare at her.
I brought you a playmate. You need to show her everything she needs to know about the forest and be very kind to her because she's going to live with you forever and ever.
And she kissed the little rabbit again.
Run and play, little bunny.
But the little rabbit sat quite still for a moment and never moved. For when she saw all the wild rabbits dancing around her, she remembered about her hind legs, and she didn't want them to see that she was made all in one piece. She did not know that when the fairy kissed her the last time, she had changed her altogether. And she might have sat there a long time too shy to move, if just then something hadn't tickled her nose, and before she thought what she was doing, she lifted her hind leg and scratched it. She actually had hind legs. Instead of dingy velveteen, she had brown fur, soft and shiny. Her ears twitched by themselves, and her whiskers were long again. She gave one leap, and the joy of using those hind legs was so great that when she went springing around on the grass, she was jumping sideways and whirling around just as the others did. She grew so excited that when at last she did stop to thank the fairy had gone. She was a real rabbit at last, at home with the other rabbits. Autumn passed. Then winter. And in the spring, when the girl was out playing in the wood, 3 rabbits crept out from the woods and peeped at her. One of them was brown all over, but the other 2 had markings on their fur, as though long ago she had been spotted, and the spots still showed through. And about her little soft nose and her round black eyes, there was something familiar.
Why, she looks just like my old bunny that was lost when I had scarlet fever.
But she never knew that it was really her old bunny come back to look at the girl who had first helped her to become real.
If I give you the wrong one, I'll fix it later. sit.
It's my first visit.
Seat. Who's next?
One more time. Did you enjoy that? Yeah. Well, this is an example of one of the reasons why we share our talents and our ties at Unity Renaissance, because of programs like this. But underneath this is the love and the care that's taken care with our children and with our adults working with our children. And this morning, they were all children. Thank you so much. Thank you again. And so I invite you to, during this moment, to give however you would like to give. You can give online. You can give in the back as you leave. You can send a check in. We do take checks. You can send cash. Well, you can bring cash in. We take cash. Lots of ways to give here. And I know that you give because you love this ministry, you love each other, and you want to support what is so rare and so beautiful here. So thank you. Thank you for your gifts. We appreciate that. And remember that if you want to do it online, that what you do is, where's Richard?
Everybody, 5,
4, 3,
4, 1, 8, 1, 2, 2, 8. Very good, yeah.
And this morning we are spotlighting Adrienne Diggs, who is our treasurer, and she has a few words she wants to share, or few thoughts she wants to share with you. Adrienne, come forward, please.
Good afternoon. Yes, I am Adrienne Diggs. I am one of the treasurers on the Board of Trustees, and I am also on the Finance Committee. And I stand before you in awe this morning in sincere gratitude for the gifts that I've personally witnessed today through song, through spoken word, creative arts, and especially your collective energies in this space. It has allowed the expanding of consciousness during our time together, so thank you. Unity Renaissance is indeed a unique spiritual community. We have started off the year strong. We are active, face to face, thank God, no masks, and we are growing. Currently, our softening in contributions have caused us to fall below budget. But Ephesians 3:20 reminds us that all opportunities are made possible and turned into blessings. So it is in response to this and so much more that we have a divine opportunity to give our people this beautiful building, our mortgage, our programs such as youth education, as we witnessed, outreach, and adult education, just to name a few, all depend on your financial support. So I'd like to say thank you in advance to this community because we have always been faithful in meeting our commitments. Thank you for all you do and all you give to make Unity Renaissance a thriving spiritual community.
So please join me as we bless our offerings, as we say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am, and I back to you.
Press down, shake it together, run it over.
To do is ask B. Clenenden, I think it's pronounced B, and also Mary Williams to come forward for a moment. I want to introduce to you our new co-directors for the youth program. If they would come forward. Thank you. So, guys, I just want to bless you this morning and thank you for the work that you do. What you are doing and what you are and have been doing for quite a while is a very important opportunity to share your love with our children, to share your talents, to protect them and love them and grow with them. And what you are doing is planting seeds that will grow into mature individuals, adults, who will always remember deep in their hearts what they've learned from you and the leadership that you have exerted. You are standing on the shoulders of past leaders, past directors, as you do that work. And I just want to thank you, and I want to bless you for this work. And so I'm going to ask the congregation to stand. And as you look at them, please, let's do the unity blessing. Be and Mary, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ you are. And now, second. And I just want to anoint each of them for that spectacular work that they're taking on. Yes. Yep, okay, I'm okay. There you go. Thank you very much. Dr. B. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bless you. But come right up here. Go right over there. Get ready, because Richard's going to join you in a second. Okay? But it's my opportunity to share that we're having a potluck dinner today. Yeah, okay. We're going to get to it in a few moments. And there's some great food in there. It smelled good this morning. And we can have great fellowship together as we break bread together. Also, there is a meeting afterwards, or, well, kind of afterwards. When you get to dessert, we're going to start the meeting, where what I ask you to do is come and participate. One of the things that's happening here is, one, we are forming a search team. And an announcement we made about that during that meeting. Number two is that we are preparing ourselves to understand who and what we are so that we can attract the right and perfect minister who will reflect who and what we are. And so I just honor that, and your participation is so vitally important. So please plan to stay, even if you didn't. So thank you. Yeah.
Okay, wait,
Hi,
you have
Gail.
something first?
No, you're first.
Okay. It's like, where are we? Okay.
In the little girl's
May
bedroom.
is coming, and that is when, in honor of Mother's Day, we're going to have our diaper drive, so to speak. No child or adult wet behind. It starts on May 7th, so that's next Sunday. And we'd like you to bring diapers of any size and just start bringing them every Sunday. And we hope to have quite a collection. I'm standing over here.
Center. Yeah, there you go. Nice. All right. So if you haven't noticed, if you've been here a while, Unity Renaissance is a very classy place, right? Wouldn't you agree? Part of our mission is to always offer classes that are deep for you, that invite you to take a deeper dive into your spirituality, into who you are. And so our classes are meant to help you in your spiritual growth. And this class coming up with Linda Martella-Whitsitt is one not to be missed, because Linda knows how to take you deeper. And if you've read the book Divine Audacity, you'll want to go deeper into Divine Audacity. We're very privileged to have Linda here. She's the head of Vice President of Silent Unity. Prayer is her passion, and passing that along to you is also her passion. So I hope you'll sign up. This is a 3-week class. Starts this Wednesday, and it's $25 per class if you pay online. Each class, or you can just go online, pay $60 to get all 3 classes together. And here's a little video from Linda. They'll give you all a little hint about what her class will be about. Oh, there's no video? We'll just pretend I'm Linda and
Oh, don't forget,
I
this
bless
is
you
going to
all.
be a Zoom-only class.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Zoom only, that's right. It's on the bottom. Can you all see that? It's okay. So I guess I'm done with that. But I want to really stress you're going to love Linda, and this class is going to be very meaningful for you. So let's have a good showing for her.
Yeah, I did the Divine Audacity I did a few of those classes, and it was so awesome when she was there. So be sure, don't miss that. So, you probably have noticed that each Sunday a member of the Board of Trustees is here to answer any questions you might have. And today it is Christopher Naughton, our president. And Christopher, would you stand up?
Yay, Chris.
I would say because of the potluck and the forum afterwards, you can ask him any question you like, but he might have a mouthful of food. But please search him out. And I think that's it for our, our announcements.
Oh, wait, Denise is asking me to do something.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, we haven't welcomed our visitors for the first
true.
time.
We haven't. If you're new to Unity, or actually if you are a newcomer to Unity Renaissance, we would love to acknowledge you with a gift. So raise your hand, and someone will come around and give you a little gift.
Anyone here for the first time
Please
today?
raise your hand. Yay! Look at all
Lots
these.
of ya.
Keep your hand up
Awesome.
until everybody finds you. Keep the hand up. And there's a card inside your little gift that you can take to the bookstore, and there's something else for you. So we're just full of surprises.
Let's all stand and say our prayer for protection and our peace song together. Ready? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. enjoy some food now.